So, this Sunday did not at all go well. It kind of went the way. In some ways it did, but in some ways these championship games were surprising or sort of perplexing. I'm going to talk about this Baltimore game first. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to talk about that first. And then I'm going to move on to the Niners and Lions games. We'll start in the AFC. This Ravens game, it just felt like the offense was never working, and I saw this stat today, and so the Ravens end up losing 17-10 in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I saw this stat today, the Ravens dropped back 82% of the time yesterday, which is the highest ever percentage of Lamar Jackson's career. Now what I find so weird is like Lamar Jackson's best weapon is his ability to be a dual threat quarterback. And if a play gets blown up, he can hurt you two ways, right? So you don't want him dropping back that far. You want to leave his options open. But the coach, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, I don't know if it's the head coach. And this is another example of, and I don't know why so many teams decide to do this. When I talk about the Lions later, I think they did this as well. It's a coach outsmarting themselves. You got this far playing a certain way, right? So why would you now, on this stage, the second biggest stage in football, right, only behind the Super Bowl, go away from what got you there? That's what I don't understand. You know, the Ravens have been playing a certain type of way all season long, and then now that you get to the AFC Championship game, now we're gonna have Lamar dropping back and being a pocket passer. Like, why? Why are we doing that? Especially when you're going against a team in Kansas City whose defense is really good against the pass, but they're not that good against the run. Lamar Jackson's strongest ability is like tailor-made to beat this Kansas City defense. Now, the offense beyond that had issues as well. Zay Flowers is going to learn from this game. Zay Flowers had that huge play that put them at like the, I want to say it was like the 10-yard line, but then he did a taunt, which was like a textbook taunting penalty. I saw some people get mad about that, but no, that was textbook taunting penalty. That took 15 yards off. And is that, I don't remember if they ended up scoring on that drive. Or did that end up the fumble drive? Was that the drive that ended in a fumble? I think that might have been the drive that ended in the fumble, was the one that he had the taunting penalty on. I do. But, you know, that, and then not only did he make a mistake there with the taunt, which then ultimately they weren't able to get a point there. I'm pretty sure they didn't get points there. Then he went to the bench, and I think he punched the bench, or he hit the bench with his hand or something, and ended up hurting his hand. You know, he hurt himself because he was so frustrated. That's just... You can't be doing that on this stage. Okay, you're frustrated with yourself. Well, go out there and do better. That's how you make up for that. You don't hurt yourself on the bench, right? And, you know, so you can blame the play calling and coaching, which I do. Kansas City is the 28th ranked rushing defense in the league. They're not good at stopping the run. You have Lamar able to run, and then you also have your running backs at your disposal. But the Ravens just didn't run the ball enough this game, which I don't understand. How many rushing yards did Baltimore have this game? They had 81. Gus Edwards only had 3 carries in this game for Baltimore. For comparison, Isaiah Pacheco had 24 carries. 24 carries. The leading rusher for the Baltimore Ravens had 3 carries. Their total rushing offense was only 81 yards. And they're going against one of the worst rushing defenses in the entire NFL. Like I said, in my opinion, this is just a coach outsmarting themselves. Because, like I said, all season long, that's what had been working. And then, you know, that second half, really nothing happened. And I was watching the second half of this game. By the time it was like at the middle of the 4th quarter, and neither team has scored. And to Baltimore's credit, their defense was really good, but Kansas City's defense was also really good at stopping Lamar throwing. You know, that entire second half until the Justin Tucker field goal towards the end, it was 17-7. Like, it was just, I feel like this game was 17-7 for like, well, pretty much the entire second half, yeah. And the entire time I was watching this game, I was thinking, like, whichever one of these teams makes it out of this game is going to get torn apart by whichever team comes out of the NFC. Now, this game played first, so at that point didn't know if it was going to be the Lions or the Niners. But that second half, the Chiefs' offense ground to a total halt. A total halt. Now is the Baltimore defense better than the Niners? Probably. But still, I was watching that second half for the Chiefs, and I was like, their offense isn't doing anything right now the second half. And the Ravens' offense obviously wasn't doing anything, so my entire time I was just thinking, like, whoever comes out of this game is going to get shredded by whoever comes out of the NFC. And I think I'll probably stand by that. I mean, then again, I've bet against, you know, the Chiefs, I think, in every game so far. And they've proven me wrong every step of the way, but I just don't see how they match up against this Niners team. Especially playing like they did in the second half of this game. So, we were in Baltimore. Final score 17-10 in favor of the Chiefs. The Ravens were a 4.5 point favorite. The over-under on this game was 43.5 points. And they combined for 27. Oh, also that Lamar Jackson interception. One of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Threw that into like triple coverage. Terrible. Patrick Mahomes 30 for 39, 241 passing yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Lamar Jackson 20 for 37, 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So now I'm going to get the stuff I want to talk about for this Lions-Niners game. Pause the video and I'll be right back. So just to quickly clarify, because I went back and watched the clips again after just recording this first bit. Yes, the Zay Flowers drive with the taunting was the one where Zay Flowers fumbled the ball. of the bench, and I know he's just a rookie, but hopefully that's something that he is able to mature out of. Now, the game that really, this one is going to haunt potentially the Detroit Lions for the rest of time. I thought, and I think pretty much everybody thought, they had this game in the bag going into halftime. It was literally at halftime, and my friend and I were texting her like, "Oh, Detroit won, like Detroit versus Kansas City. That's gonna be an interesting matchup." And then the second half of this game happened, and this is exactly what I talked about coming out of the wild card round, and my concerns for the second half offense for the Detroit Lions. They have struggled so often with second half offense, and at this point, it just feels like it's not, well, I mean, obviously it's not getting better this season, but I don't know if it's on coaching. I don't know if, like, the other team makes adjustments and then they just can't adjust to those adjustments. But the first half of this game was all Lions. The Lions came out and they punched the 49ers in the mouth. They scored a touchdown the opening drive. The Niners missed the field goal. Lions get the ball back. They go out. They get another touchdown to go 14-0 going into the second quarter. They punched them right in the mouth. They took all the momentum. Christian McCaffrey got a little bit back, but then Gibbs goes in, and then Badgley, after a really bad interception by Brock Purdy, puts the Lions right into San Francisco territory. Badgley gets a field goal there. And going into halftime, they were up like 24-7, and I was like, okay, like, Lions have all the momentum right now. And then the second half started. Moody gets a field goal. Ayuk, McCaffrey, Moody, Mitchell, and I was just sitting there watching the Lions lead go down, 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 down. And Dan Campbell. Now, I know there's two camps on this because they left the field goal on the board a couple times, like 2-3 times I think, but definitely twice. There was a field goal opportunity, but they went for the point. They went for the, on fourth down, they went for it instead, and they failed, which, now here's the thing, now here's the argument, because what I say about the Ravens, don't change your offense now in the biggest game of the season, right? Because that's what the Ravens did. The Ravens changed their offense. They had Lamar Jackson drop back too much. They lost. The Lions did not change their offense because all season, what have the Lions been doing? They've been going for it on fourth down. They've been aggressive on fourth down. And so part of me was like, okay, well, you have to get those field goals there. Just get the points. But I'm then kind of being a hypocrite and advocating for the thing I just got upset that the Ravens are doing. So I understand why Dan Campbell didn't go away from that, right? I can't be mad at that because it got them this far, so I understand why he did it. Really, the big backbreaker here was the Vildor drop, because that could have been an interception. That could have been an interception. Detroit gets the ball back. They have good field position. At the very least, you deny San Francisco points. But at the best, you add on more to your lead, because I think they still had the lead at that point. But he drops the interception, and if you look at the picture, like, the ball was right here. He should have had it 9 times out of 10. Honestly, I'm going to go even further than that. 99 times out of 100, he has that interception. If you look at the picture, I'm just going to pull it up right now just to double check. it to 11. I think that's Ayuk. The ball, his hands are here. The ball's just about here in the picture, but obviously there's some perspective going on there. But like, he should have had it. And I think actually, did he end up? Yeah, that was Ayuk, and I think he ended up catching that ball. He did, that's the one he caught. So not only was it not an interception, I think he like somehow got the ball out of that situation. Ayuk did. And then Reynolds had a drop on 4th down. You know, there was moments, there's just a few moments where things didn't go the Lions' way. And so they had all this momentum, and then one little thing goes wrong. It's like, okay, well, you can handle one little thing going wrong as long as the next thing doesn't go wrong. But the next thing went wrong. But the thing is, that's what the Niners do. The 49ers are so well coached, and their team is so, you know, overall consistent, that even though they had a very bad first half, and they had that really bad interception by Brock Purdy, that for any other team, that loses them the game. An interception like that happens, having a bad half like that happens, and that's your game. That's your season done. But the 49ers have so much talent and such a good coach that they can weather that storm, and the other team still has to be perfect to beat them. And that's my fear going into this Super Bowl matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs, they looked really good at times, and of course there's something to be said for them having been there before, all that. But the Kansas City Chiefs have not been playing perfect games. They'll play good games, but then, like I said, that entire second half, the Chiefs did nothing. Now, the entire first half of this game, the Niners pretty much did nothing except for Christian McCaffrey, who, once again, Christian McCaffrey proves that he is the most important player on this 49ers team. But yeah, I'm not going to do my prediction in this video. I kind of already did, but, you know, I'll do another prediction video for the Super Bowl later. But we have Detroit Lions 31, San Francisco 49ers 34. And this was a brutal game to watch this happen live. You know, I thought Detroit had it, and then just slowly CJ Gardner-Johnson had this moment where he waved goodbye to the home fans. I'm sure that the team is probably going to be talking to him about that a little bit, but Jared Goff, 25 for 41, 273 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Brock Purdy, 20 for 31, 267, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. This is going to be an interesting Super Bowl, to say the least, I guess. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I'm not extremely interested in watching this Super Bowl. If I wasn't doing it for the purpose of this channel, I probably wouldn't be watching it. You know, I'd rather be doing something else, but gotta make the video about it. But hey, I'm sorry, it's a little bit of a shorter video. I'm kind of in a rush putting this up. Just dropped my parents off at the airport, got back here, I have to sit down and record like pretty much right away. But back to my regular schedule now because they're no longer here. Yeah, and also only 2 games, so not too much to talk about, but I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought about these games, what you're thinking about this Super Bowl matchup. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this almost every single day. Till next time, guys.